guys, my name is Prashant and I'm super excited to call out this event Meraki by Ignite India, and the theme that we have this time is Beyond the Pandemic, and with me I have Mr. Ayan Akash, a UX lead, IIT graduate, a design graduate from IDC, IIT Mumbai, and we both will talk about the bunch of events that we have this time in Meraki, and one of them being art and craft. And we both are very much closely connected to this event art and craft because in last few seasons we both have been co-jurors there in the event. And so Ayan, what do you think exactly about Meraki as a whole?
So Meraki is like a platform where exactly all the students will come together.
Okay.
They will present themselves, their creativity, and how exactly they can come up with the idea and put out there in the society.
That's if we give you a holistic view about Meraki, like Ayan mentioned. So there are a bunch of events within Meraki. To call out a few, like for example, we have art and craft, we have photography, fashion styling, fashion and makeup, fashion show, and then we have events like law and management, and mainly this is to cater to the age group of 18 to 22. Where we understand that we have been through unfortunate times in last 6 or 7 months, and this has almost taken us aback,
True.
for like 2 years back maybe, if we say. But the idea is that let's not stop. Let's showcase our creativity, even if it's through a virtual medium. I think we should do that.
Exactly. The life is not stopped, right?
Correct.
It's just that we are like suffering from some disease, but we are not going to stop out of this. So that's why the event call is like
Beyond the pandemic,
right? See, this is one kind of stopper in our society. So creativity is never gonna stop, right? So we want to give back to the society, which can be a large platform, and for all sort of people who are really creative. But there is some sort of age
Definitely, yeah.
band, like as Prashant sir said, 18 to 22. Basically from class 9 to 12, all those people can
or
participate.
maybe the young lots of the colleges
Yes.
who are not exactly into a creative college or a creative medium that they're able to get the right exposure. So it's for all of them, if they want to showcase something that they have, the skill sets that they have, I'm sure it's a perfect platform for them. And if we also understand the theme, Ayan, like for example, pandemic, beyond the pandemic is one of them, and the idea is pretty much clear, like you mentioned, that there's nothing to stop us.
Yes.
It should always be going.
Exactly. So like there was a time where exactly we thought how long this will take.
Exactly.
And still we are not sure how much time it is going to be there, and we don't really want to stop our life or our creative subconscious mind.
Correct.
So that we are not going to stop anywhere.
Right.
Absolutely, there's so many factors coming in, but we want to give all those children, all those creative people who are really interested, and the curiosity comes with the children mentality, right? They're not never gonna stop.
Correct.
So like this is the best time to give those children a kind of platform where exactly they can come up with their creative mind, their creative ideas, and share with along with all those people who are going to participate in this event. Yeah.
Perfect. And Ayan, if we talk about the the other theme that we have along with this is sustainability. Like for example, sustainability in last few years, if I say, it has become a trend.
True.
Everybody's talking about sustainability, but for us, I think it's not just about the trend, but it's a need of hour, maybe, if you say.
True.
It's about the survival. So how do you think this sustainability fits here?
Yeah, so see, earlier if you see sustainability, so people used to talk about material.
Correct.
People used to talk about the society, but right now it's more of more beyond of society, more beyond of the material. It's of humanity. How we are going to make the entire humanity in sustainable format, like be it is psychological, and be it is art, craft, style. So yeah,
adding something to the human life ecosystem, like you mentioned. I remember when earlier we were talking about this. So sustainability now is something that it's the need of hour, where we need to give back to the to regenerate this human ecosystem altogether, and that's the only thing that we can do as of now. And art form, if we talk about, like art form is one thing, which is like it can revolutionize the society. I mean, it does bring revolution. Like Renaissance is just one example, or like there are various art forms that has taken place over decades, over eras, and those are just the examples.
And there are only few people who actually understand it, but they are the person who actually inculcated those trend into the society and change the mentality. So that's why the pandemic is not a curse for us. It's new opportunity that we are going to explore for every sort of age group. Like this is like I'm sitting here right now. I'm working from home. There was a time like if you say in the office like I'm working from home, so you need to understand all those aspects as well, right? Creativity is just not one single thing. It can be throughout anywhere.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if we talk about the last few seasons, so some set of events like be it fashion styling, be it fashion and makeup, be it fashion shows, the ramp walks, art and craft, that we ourselves we have witnessed that offline events and the huge crowds that we had, and like I wasn't able to believe my eyes when we saw that number of students, thousands and thousands of students coming from across the best schools of our country, across cities, and the way they registered. So we expect the same kind of registration this time again, and it's it's an appeal from our side, Ayan. So
exactly. So we wanted to incorporate this culture, like the virtual culture, where exactly people can come together. Create that culture that we need to grow in this, even in this situation together. Like it's not a very different kind of situation, but we have to hold it and find a solution in this situation only.
Definitely. So guys, we had a great discussion. We had a brief discussion with Ayan about the art and craft event happening with Meraki by Ignite India, and at the same time we will take this ahead talking to Shruti and Riya, the two wonderful NIF graduates, and they'll be talking about fashion styling as an event that's happening this time in Meraki by Ignite India. So Shruti and Riya, what do you have to say about this event? If you can briefly tell us something.
From what I understand of styling, it is one's own expression of how they see the fashion.
Correct.
Like it's very individual to a person.
Right.
So through styling, what you can have is a concept, maybe something like you like the color turquoise a lot.
Correct.
So you could relate it to water or the concept of mermaids.
Right.
And you can even delve into that entire theory of like the sirens and so it's your expression, basically getting your individuality out through that is what I think styling does.
That's wonderful. So Riya, if you can put up something.
So my views on styling is like everybody have their own persona and their individualistic characteristics.
Correct.
The way they dress. So it's your choice. Every day you wake up in the morning and you look at your wardrobe.
Correct.
So every day you do the styling for yourself.
Right.
Now, being this as a competition, you have to level up. You have to think about a few things such as forecast and expressionism.
Correct.
So few people like to follow the forecast when they look at Instagram or they look at the award functions that happened every day, and they get inspired from that.
Right.
So for example, this Pantone magazine that we know.
Yes.
Yeah. So this year they have released 2 colors and keeping pandemic in mind, such as yellow and grey. So this is what they are defining, is that grey is defining as a comfortability of this, like people are being more comfortable in this, being there in zone, and yellow defines the expression of a bright future that they will have after the pandemic. So this is an expression that can go out with the students and they can explore around any sort of ideas that they have in their mind. So that's how they can perceive that as like how can they showcase it into the garments that they are wearing.
So exactly, so that's the thing, if you understand fashion and makeup or fashion styling as an event. So if we categorize that we have fashion show, we have styling, and at the same time we have hair and makeup, styling yourself. So one thing that we need to understand now, which is pretty much in the gist of time, where we talk about self-love. So I think that's something that has been in now in everyone, and probably from there it comes that people have started looking for trends. And of course, if we talk about laymen, so probably Instagram and social medias are one of them. From there we can probably get the best ideas about the trends and the forecast. I mean, trends and forecasts are very much fashion-centric languages, but as a layman, if we talk about, so yeah, those are the spaces where we can always browse. And I think for the students, those are few of the best OTT platforms, from where they can grab things and they can try and put up, in their creative
Their own
mediums.
ideas into
Exactly,
that.
their
Yeah.
whole ideas, and they can put up that in the event. And next up we have is Krishnanan Singh, and that's Shruti, and Shruti would be talking to us about slam poetry as another event. So Shruti, what is it about?
We've introduced slam poetry as another event because what I think is like during the difficult times, what happens is we need to express ourselves through new art forms.
So our emotions.
Yeah, even through our drawings or our words in this case, we want to showcase what we're feeling at this difficult
True. Sorry.
era, like what we're going through on everyday basis.
Correct.
So there is no better way to express it.
Right.
So this is the form of art. When we talk about the slam poetry, so you are expressing yourself on paper, and here the Ignite is giving you the platform where you will come and you will,
Right.
whatever is your expression, you are talking to the world.
I think I have had wonderful experience, Krishna. I mean, if I talk about last 2 seasons that we have witnessed, so even in slam poetry we had got some huge number of entries in the last 2 or 3 seasons maybe. And see, it's not just about slam poetry as an individual event. If you see the entire art and craft that we have been talking about, so if we look at the art and craft event as a whole, so slam poetry is another art form, and I think that's much needed now. That's something which is much needed now for the young lords to come and express things that they want to put up. And these days there is something called as a spoken word artist, which is in the trend. So there are a lot of websites, there are a lot of companies, there are a lot of communities that are promoting those spoken word artists, and the entire region is that they can come up and they can just express themselves, the things that they think and the things that they see around in the society. And like you mentioned, it's an art form, so it's something which is much needed, and that's the reason I think it's a great addition in Meraki.
Very
once
much
again.
needed it is, and especially the kids who are class 8 to 12, they hardly get chance to express themselves. They have
Correct.
always exams and things, and I know many of you are going through the exams when we go to the workshop or event. So this is the things, this is the event. If you stay keep quiet and writing the things on paper, you do not like to express through the art, dance, music. So this is what the platform for you. Make sure you contact us. Visit now Ignite_India page, or maybe Meraki_Ignite India.
So guys, please, there is no time to wait for this anymore, so rather go and look into the website and register right away, because it's one of the best experience that we're gonna have this time in Meraki, even though it's virtual. But trust me, the last 2 or 3 seasons experiences that we have had, this is something that is rolling out something big. Thank you so much. That was Shruti and Riya with me, Prashant. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.